That's why you can't let me talk for too long.
Retake, cut.
Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation about the things you don't talk about. In this generation, it's the time to express a voice for the voiceless. Just share your opinion when they're asking nothing less. You might learn something new, might even change your view of how you look at the world. Is it half empty or half full? Just share your thoughts and say you're proud. It's the start of a combo or the talk of a town. There's no right or wrong, so just be yourself. Cause your voice matters just like everybody else. So be inspired, don't forget to subscribe and join.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, TTWAJ. I am here with the creator and operator of a dope entertainment platform called Audible Asylum, Creek. And for this True Talk episode, we'll be covering love languages. So let's get the information stuff out of the way, right?
Okay.
By definition, what are love languages to you?
To me, well, it's like a new fad after that one book came out. What was it in that movie, The Notebook? Yeah, the love languages, and I forgot what the other book was that preceded it, but it's like a fad now. But the love languages are just a way that you're able to communicate love to a person in the way that they're able to receive it, because not everybody's language is the same. So some people, like for me, like my wife loves words of affirmation. I don't need words of affirmation.
Okay.
I don't need it at all. But I'm going to respond worse to negative words than some other people. But as long as you don't say anything negative to me, we good. I don't need words of affirmation. But like acts of service and physical touch are mine.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Giving, don't give me gifts, because especially if I didn't ask you for it. Like if it wasn't something you know I wanted and I said I needed it, because if you give it to me and I don't like it, you're gonna be mad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I don't like, and I don't like surprises either. So, were you planning to give me a gift? I'll take it.
Well, since you mentioned your love languages, like my personal love languages are like as well like physical touch and quality time.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that I show my love to others is through gift giving.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know you said like your wife's is words of affirmation.
One of them, yeah.
Right. Being that yours is not words of affirmation, do you find it difficult to like speak to that love language for her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, because it's like a blind spot. So like I'll just think we chilling, and especially because of like how I came up, I'm like, we got the bills paid, the kids is good,
Mm-hmm.
like we kind of just get in a mode of like survival, especially with having 7 kids. You're just like, we have to do these tasks throughout the day, and like sometimes you just forget to say like, oh, you look good today, or you're doing well, or you know what I'm saying? You forget to just say those things, because like I said, like for me, the negative words were more impactful to me. So as long as nobody's telling me I'm doing poorly, I think I'm doing well.
Right.
Whereas my wife needs to be told that she's doing well. She needs to be told that she's beautiful. You ain't gotta tell me I'm beautiful. Just don't tell me I'm ugly. And we good. Like I'm good. So yeah, it does. Because that's not my love language. It does tend to be difficult thinking about it sometimes. Not that I don't love it. I just don't think about it. So I have to make conscious efforts to think about it sometimes.
I definitely understand that. I know like there is one person that I tried to talk to at one point, and theirs were words of affirmation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like when they said it, I try to be understanding as much as I can if you explain it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, mine is definitely not words of affirmation, but like, how do you want me to like communicate this for you?
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, oh, just make me feel wanted, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. But for me, it was so difficult to the point to where I was just like, look, I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even about to mess with you, because to me, it felt as though like I wasn't giving words of affirmation. It felt like I was chasing them.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, bro, I ain't about to chase you. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not about to do that.
And it feels kind of disingenuous sometimes when I'm like, oh, it's been a week since I said something nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I may not feel it. Like it's almost the same thing if you have someone who's love language is physical touch. Sometimes you don't want to touch, but that person may feel unloved because they haven't been touched. So it's like, oh, now let's engage in this physical activity, even if it's not like full physical activity. You may not be feeling it at that same time. So, but you're just doing it to placate the other person. So it's complicated. Human interaction is just complicated in general.
Yeah, it definitely is. Because I know, like, with mine being physical touch, like, me, no matter, like, who it is, I, like, do things where I'll poke them. I'll just, like, lightly touch them, tap them.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some point where I'm, like, going to touch it. And, like, I remember one guy was like, bro, why you touching me so much? And I'm like, oh. All right. Peace.
Yeah.
I don't know what your attitude's about. But, yeah. Definitely understand that. I kind of feel as though, like, based off of how we were raised, that's how our love languages developed.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think some of it is nature too. I think some of it is nurture. Because, you know, all my kids are different in how they express love and want to receive it. Because, like, my second to last son is so touchy-feely. And he's so emotional. I call him Carl Thomas because he doesn't know what I'm talking about because he's only 2. You know, he's so touchy-feely and he's so emotional. That could be because, you know, like, he didn't get as much of the physical interaction that normal babies would have because when he was born with 3 holes in his heart. So he spent a lot of time in the NICU and the PICU.
Okay.
So he didn't get as much. So that may be part of it.
Right.
Whereas his older sister, the daughter right above him, she don't care about no physical touch most of the time. She just bouncing off the wall. She like, you don't bother me, I won't bother you.
Yeah.
Until it's time for us to interact for a little bit, then I'm off.
I definitely feel that. I think, like, cause me just looking at my siblings, like, me, I'm the hugger. All right, like, let's make a handshake, let's do this, let's do that. My little sister right under me, she came to one of the shows, right under me, hates it. Like, I'll be like, all right, see you later, and I'll go to give her a hug, and she's like, don't touch me. And I'm like, yo, like, I'm just saying bye. Okay, you could use your words.
Yeah.
But then it's like, there's random times where, like, she'll come up and be like, oh, here's a hug. But then I understand the part where it's like, all right, this don't seem genuine, because, like, I know this is not how you are.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Do you think that, like, with you having kids, because I don't have kids, but with that.
That's because you're smart.
But with that, do you like purposely teach your kids that, like, this is your love language, or do you just have them kind of figure it out?
No, because that's still a really I'm saying new because it's not really new. Like, I first learned about it with my first wife, and she was trying to make me learn it, and I was like, nah. But I think that was in like 2009 or 10. I think that I first was told about it, but I was already a lot older. So for me, a lot of my parenting is, first of all, the provision, like just providing, and then not doing the things that my parents did. So that's where my brain is. And then not doing the same stupid stuff I did when I was a young parent.
Okay.
So sometimes I neglect to, like, think about some of the newer concepts and integrate them. But if my children do show me that they receive love in certain ways, or even, like, a couple of my kids, like, I can talk real aggressive with, but, like, one of my daughters, if I raise my voice even slightly, she'll melt down. So just, like, catering how I communicate with them.
Okay.
It's similar, but it's not like labeled love languages and stuff like that. It's not in that way. Because all children want gifts. That's all they love. They want gifts. But they're not getting it.
Yeah.
It's 7 of y'all. Nobody gets gifts. That's why I became a Muslim, so I wouldn't have to buy them Christmas gifts. That's just a joke. I'm just kidding. I need to stop lying. I do lie a lot, don't I? Especially at the asylum.
You lied to me before?
Just now, for no reason. I didn't even have to. It just kind of happened. That's my love language, actually.
Lying.
Words of deception.
We'll have to add that in the book.
Yeah.
There's no longer 5, it's 6.
Yeah, it's 6. It's the sequel.
You know, 7, because I know mine's is shit talking sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, me too. Did you see me at the asylum? All I do is talk trash on the work.
To be honest, like, because that's what brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, where I'm from Philly, so everybody talk trash. I had to learn that's, you know, in line with what we're talking about, like love languages is you trying to figure out how to communicate love to another person, but also like just engaging people in general. You have to figure out how they like to be engaged.
Yeah.
So like with my family, like we'll cuss each other out and stuff like that. But like with my wife, she's from Georgia, from Marietta, Georgia. The first time she did something, I was like, you stupid. And she was like, you just called me stupid. And I was like, no, not for real. Like, I didn't mean it like for real. But like, if I talk to my brothers like that and my cousins, even the girl cousins, they don't receive it in the same way. So like, when I first moved to the South, I'd be talking fast and cussing and being loud. And now I'm more, you know, just a little more, I'm old too. But I have to like understand like communicating with certain people. You can't get your message across the way you want to if they're not going to receive it.
Right.
In that way, so yeah, I had to learn.
Marietta, man. I mean, okay, so I don't claim. Excuse me. I don't claim Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I was originally born in New Jersey. So if you ask me where I'm from, I'm gonna tell you New Jersey. Don't ask me where in New Jersey. But I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
That one Elizabeth Hospital on that one street. That's what I was born in.
Yeah.
And I'll just make up some other shit. But I grew up in Georgia. Gwinnett and DeKalb.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, and like small parts of Atlanta, but mostly Gwinnett and DeKalb. But it's like my mom would do that same thing with me where like she'll be doing something, I'll say something, she'll be like, girl, you stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like me jokingly, I'll be like, no, I'm not, I'm smart. But a lot of people from Georgia talk like that, so
Yeah. I guess it was just the way I said it. A little harsh. And I barely knew her at the time too. Yeah. And then it's weird because sometimes people say they never know when I'm serious or when I'm joking. Because my tone doesn't really change, I guess. I don't hear it. I think I'm mostly tonal. I don't think I'm passive aggressive at all.
that's what passive aggressive person say.
Yeah, you're right.
Honestly, people be like, oh yeah, they're passive aggressive. I'm like, define passive aggressive. Because
yeah, now you're making me aggressive. I'm like,
now I'm taking out the passive and it's just all aggression.
Yeah, all aggression.
Because what are you talking about?
That's like when I first when I moved out of Philly, I moved to Mississippi. I was there in tech school for like 9 months because our job was 9 months. And this one girl like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Philly. And she was like, oh, people from Philly are rude. And I was like, no, we ain't. And I kind of led into her. And like as I'm talking, I'm like, oh, maybe we are. I didn't think I was being rude, but I was cussing at this young lady with a smile on my face.
It's not rude because you're smiling.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Really? It's not rude until someone gets punched. That's how I feel. If nobody's dead or punched, man, good.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, that should be a staple.
Yeah.
If you're not dead or punched, keep it moving.
Yeah. We still chilling.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a toxic way of thinking. I think that comes from trauma. I think we need some therapy. Is this therapy? I feel like
It could be.
So who's the therapist? You have to be a therapist. You might be here. So yeah, when I was a kid.
But okay, so yeah, going back to when you were a kid. When you were a kid, do you feel like your parents really paid attention to understanding like, okay, this is how you would like to be loved, or this is how you respond to these type of things?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
Like my mom kind of just, she was who she was, or is who she is. She's still alive. But yeah, she's a different person now than she was then. But She just was how she was, and I think that's part of, like you were saying, part of your upbringing will kind of mold how your love languages are.
Yeah.
Because I knew that she was feeling lovey-dovey towards us, and she was physically affectionate.
Okay.
And like I was saying, like, I don't need you to say anything nice, but once you say something mean, so once you tell me I'm doing a bad job, then I know I'm doing a bad job. But if you don't say anything, I know I'm doing well. And that's pretty much how my mother was when I lived with her. If she wasn't saying nothing, we good, we copacetic. But then once something go wrong, it was a like nuclear meltdown.
Yeah.
And then with my father, he's not as vocal at all in general.
Okay.
I didn't move with him until I was 15. So he's not as vocal at all, and our relationship was already weird. Because where I'm from, like, you 15, you grown. Like 14, most people stop going to school and they start hustling. That's what we call it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they making money because truancy officers not gonna make you go to school, not gonna make you go to high school. So now you gotta go make money for your family once you're 14, once you get out of 8th grade. So once I moved with my pop, I was like, I'm grown. Like, I'm just here for the free stuff. PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here for the guilt gifts. I like those gifts. Guilt gifts are good. I like them. Dreamcast, all that. But yeah, so I think their generation, because there was no like love languages in that way with their generation. And if you like go look at their childhood, they weren't loved properly. Either one of them weren't loved properly anyway.
Okay.
So they were kind of learning on the fly. So, you know, each generation is supposed to learn from the last generation and correct things and try to be upward mobile. So that's what I'm trying to do. Try to be a little bit better than they were, and then hopefully my kids will be a little bit better than me. But the short answer to your question is not.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like, as you said, like, hearing about love languages is kind of new, even though, like, it's always been around, it's just been given a title now. But I feel like when it did come to parenting, especially my family, like, it was the same. Like, I'm gonna lie, even to this day, I still think I'm everybody's favorite, and you're not about to tell me otherwise. Like, don't tell me that. I'm the favorite. I'm my mama's favorite. I'm my auntie's favorite. I'm my daddy's favorite. I'm like, quote me on this. I'm the favorite. I'm gonna put that on a shirt with my face in the middle.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to feel that way.
Yeah, but like when it came to how my mom was with all of us, because on my mom's side it's me and my 3 younger siblings. She was like the same with all of us. Like there was no time where like she gave one more attention than anyone else. All of us, she constantly would be like, yeah, I love you, I love you. And like for me, I don't need to necessarily hear it. You know, like once in a while it's cool. But like as you said, once you say that one negative thing, then it's like, okay, now I do need that positive thing to let me know that like I'm back on track, and then you can leave me alone. But yeah, and then like with my dad, I feel like my dad kind of picked up on certain things, because I realized like with my older brother isn't like an affectionate type person, but my older brother does like gifts.
Yeah.
Me per se, I like giving gifts. I am learning to be more receptive of receiving, but like growing up, my dad would always be like, oh, you know, look at what I got you. And I'd be like, yeah, can we just go hang out? Like,
I want that time.
Yeah, he'll like wake me up out my sleep. Oh yeah, I bought you some skates. Nigga, why you waking me up out my sleep with some skates? Like, yeah, okay, cool. Like I love those skates. Don't get me wrong. But like, it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But I feel like my dad did pick up on how each of us were different in receiving things, and he kind of did like cater to us in those ways.
It is like, I'll say it without sounding sexist, but it's usually males tend to have to be able to pick up on those things a little bit more. Like, for instance, like in a relationship with a man and a woman, a lot of times what I've seen when the women are saying, like, mostly with married couples, as time passes, you know, like I was talking about, we kind of lose sight of like taking care of each other emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
But like usually when you see women bring this book, they're like, hey, look, let's learn our love languages. It's usually not saying let's each learn our love languages. It's saying you're not loving me right. I want you to know my love language. This is my way of portraying it to you,
Okay.
right? And then what I've, just from my anecdotal evidence, what I've seen is a lot of times women still don't have to reciprocate that. And men are more likely to just be like, okay, I'm not getting that love language met, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're more likely to just be like, okay, whatever. And then sometimes people, you know, go get it in other places, but that's not the way you should do it. Whereas like women are not as likely to just go through a long time in a relationship without having those needs met, those love languages met. So I think that maybe that's part of it why a male needs to be a little bit more receptive, especially like with girl children too, because it's not really as natural for us to like father girls. Like I have like not my oldest son, but my largest son. I just beat him up all the time. Like punch him. I'm just mean to him. And he's like, oh, what's up? Yeah, it's cool. But I couldn't really be like that with my oldest daughter.
Okay.
And I had to like, you know, my mother had 2 boys by herself, and you know, she was just like, we have to be tough. Like, everything had to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially where we lived. Like a lot of times, parents are raising you to live in your environment. They're not really raising you to like excel. Sometimes, like they don't, especially if they don't know how to excel out of that environment. So they're saying like my mother raised me to live and not get murdered in Mill Creek projects. That's where I'm from. That's where Creek comes from.
Okay.
Raised me how to live there. So a lot of the other stuff is kind of, you know, taken away. So my first child was a daughter, and I was trying to raise her the way my mother raised me. Horrible. Like that was a horrible way to do it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna raise a boy. Nah, you can't raise a little girl like that. And even raising my son like that was inappropriate, but I could be a little bit more like that with him. A daughter. I hope that makes sense.
It does.
It's like I'm rambling. But yeah. I say all that to say. Now, like, I think just part of our, the interaction between men and women, especially because we are hunters, we do have to be a little bit more receptive to how to court women, how to treat women and things of that nature. But women they don't necessarily have to be that way. Like, if you just go somewhere and you just sit down, you're probably going to get approached by men, right? Like just being somewhere and looking, some women don't even look all that great, but they're just there and they're going to be approached by men, right? A man can't just, most men can't just go sit somewhere and then just be approached by a whole bunch of women. We have to learn how to attract them in a different way. So that's more of a hunting thing. And you see in relationships a lot of times anyway, with like men and women, where men will tell you like for 30 years, they haven't been like, you know, saying like sexually satisfied by their women, or like not feel like they get peace in their household or whatever, but they'll still stay.
Yeah.
And they'll still like tough it out, but it's like killing you. It's killing you. Like if you look at like the statistics of like male and female mortality, especially being married, like it's in the numbers that it's killing you to not get your love languages met, to not get your needs met. But we're taught to just suck it up. Like we're even taught, you can't even, as a male, like if you come home from work and you sit down and your wife comes in the room, you're gonna jump up. Like it's just innate in you. I think it may be partially nature, but I think there's a lot of nurture where you just have to be different. And of course, I'm talking about a heterosexual relationship. You just have to be a little bit different. And it's okay to not have your needs met. You just gotta shut up and take it.
Yeah. I feel like for a woman, not me, but I feel like a lot of women are selfish. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I feel like that's the reason why when it comes to certain needs not being met in the woman's eyes, why she's more quick to just be like, you know what, if you ain't gonna give it to me, I'm gonna just give it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because it comes from like a selfish standpoint.
Like it's accepted too.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a relationship with a dude and he steps out, or if you're in a marriage and he steps out in the marriage, everybody would be like, oh, he's a scumbag, right? But then if the woman steps out, they're gonna be like, oh, what did you do? What did the dude do to make her step out?
Right.
We both grown. Like we both made vows.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
I told you I was going to mess up this conversation. It was going to divulge into craziness.
No. No, I was just saying, because, like, just thinking about that, it's like, dang, because, like, I don't know, I must be gullible as fuck, because when I tell you, like, me, how many years ago? How old am I now? Alright, so me, before I joined the military, gullible as fuck. Like, needs not met, shit not happening. I stayed. I years just chilling, like, oh, he'll get better. And I feel like a part of me, like, I don't know. I feel like for me, I still try to see like the best in people. And even though you're like somebody might not be doing a certain thing right now, I'll stick around in hopes that things will get better. Like, I don't know how many times like my stepmom and my mom and dad would be like, how long are you just gonna sit around waiting for things to get better? Because what if they don't? And I'm like, well, and they're like, no, like you need to look at the reality, open your eyes. And I'm like,
yeah, that's why I like both parties, male and female, like need to, like we're talking about, like understand each other's love language, but also like be able to communicate your love language to the other person, and whatever needs or not being that, be able to communicate that to the other person. But it's easier said than done.
it is.
Yeah.
I know, like I get nervous when having certain conversations with certain people. So it's like I'll be around the bush, or I'll say part of what I want to say, but not like fully. But I definitely feel like being able to communicate your love language to your partner or whoever, like even friends, like being able to communicate, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, is a big part of just like building and aiding to that relationship.
It's healthier. I usually don't communicate anything. Like I just, like if you do something that I do like, I'm like, I like that. I'm not gonna be like, this is my love language. And if you do something I don't like, I'm like, I ain't like that. Got a problem. Or I'm just never gonna talk to you again. But that's toxic.
It's not, like when I tell you my homegirl is quick to be like, oh, you'll be blocked with no response. I'm like, you're not even gonna tell them no? I'm like, all right.
I think that's what's worse about how I used to do it, especially when I used to date here. I wouldn't block anybody. I would just stop talking. And then you see somebody like, 2 months later, they'd be like, Creek, why you stop talking to me? And I'm like, oh no, we good. Never really answered the question. Like, oh, did we have a problem? Because I don't want to have an argument. Like, I've already decided we're not talking before. There's really no need to argue about anything.
Right.
I also know me, if we do get into an argument and I have to express to you what you said wrong, if you don't respond well to me, because it's almost like a vulnerability, telling you that you did something I don't like.
Yeah.
Or telling you that you did something hurtful.
Yeah.
If you don't respond in the right way, I'm going to be mean now. So now I'm just like, we just never have to talk.
Yeah.
You
pretty
good
much.
over there.
I'm good right here. Yeah, like I am saving your feelings, but not even telling you because, like, once you say that one thing, oh, now I'm about to tell you about yourself, and I'm not gonna be nice with you.
Yeah, I might be incredibly nice, but you're gonna be like, what did you just say to me? Did you smile? Can be incredibly mean. But you gotta control the tongue and just say that. That's a horrible way to be. It's best to save those relationships if you can.
If they're worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Valentine's Day, love languages, and mine's being gift giving. Here's my gift of thank you to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
so dope. I appreciate you. I've been doing the asylum for almost 3 years. This is my first gift.
Aw.
This is a message to everybody who's seeing this that's been through the asylum and never gave me a gift. You do. I just met her last month and I already got a gift. And you guys been mooching on this kid. That's why you can't let me talk for too long.
Retake cut. It's not like that, guys.
It is like that. You
It's
guys
not like that.
give me a gift. I like gifts. I was lying when I said I don't like gifts because I haven't been getting them. So I didn't want y'all to know it hurt my feelings. But give me gifts. I want more gifts. Be like her. Give me gifts. And take some of these kids.
And that, can I give them back?
No. No taking backsies. I'll drop a couple off to you. Matter of fact,
No.
I'll just drop off 7 and then you can just give me 4 back. So you can just keep whatever 3 you like the most. You took that 5-year-old, so I have a 6.
He came with a receipt.
Oh, so you came back.
He went back.
Yeah, not these ones. These ones no returns.
Listen, I'm rich auntie vibes right now.
I'm gonna just drop them off. You can't drop them back off because you don't know where I live. So.
Oh, I'll bring the Audible Asylum.
Oh damn, you're right. That is
Yep.
where I live.
Yeah. Oh,
They're like,
See
yeah,
y'all
he
later.
does this often. He always drops us off places and leaves us. Hey, baby.
Yeah, I truly do appreciate you being my guest today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. But, guys, this is the wrap up for Love Languages. As I said, I sat down with Creek. Y'all should definitely check out the Audible Asylum events if you guys are located in VA. Newport News
Audible
area.
Asylum cup.
I need one of those.
I'm gonna send you one.
Tell us. Yep, I will actually put Creek's information, the Audible Asylum's information right here. So make sure you guys follow them on Instagram. And as far as me, like I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn the little bell on for the post notifications. And I will see you guys next time on Tree Talk with the TTWAJ. Peace.
Inspired, don't forget to subscribe and join me and Asia J for the ride. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation. True Talk with the